Hi, I'm JKB, and I'm sick as a dog. I lost my voice, so it's going to sound like I'm whispering. I wanted to make this video because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and you guys don't know this about me because I never talk about it, but Star Wars is like my religion. So I've been, unfortunately, one of the people that have watched the trailers over and over and dissected them. And today I'm possibly going to spoil everything for you. So I'm going to stress this. If you don't want possible spoilers for episode 7, get out of here now. Watch this after the movie and let's see how good I am at being able to pick apart trailers and posters and everything we've seen online. So let's just get right into this. And again, if you are the type of person who wants to save the story, not hear things, get out of here now. So first thing I wanted to point out on the poster is I think the poster is giving away a major plot point here. If you look at Kylo Ren's lightsaber and Rey's staff here, you can clearly see they are aligned. Is that telling us something? Possibly. What's this base in the top right? Is that a good base, a bad base? We don't know. And then is Finn holding this lightsaber, Anakin's lightsaber? Because we all know that that's Anakin's lightsaber. Is he holding it because he is the Jedi, the next Jedi? Is Luke going to train him in episode 8? We don't know. But the poster, I think, we'll go back to in a second here because I think it gives away some things here. So let's go through the trailer. And I'm going to tell you the story of episode 7 that I believe it to be. So at the beginning here, we see Rey, who is on a desert planet. And I'm going to make this clear. I think that this is not only a sequel, but also a sort of a reboot. Because we are seeing a desert planet. And we are seeing someone who's isolated with a droid on a planet. So, looking at this scene right here, well, I don't think it's edited like this in the film, but she sees a ship, presumably, taking off from the planet. And on her face, she's got a slight smile. She wants to go on an adventure. Lucasfilm, obviously, seeing that made me cry yesterday. So we see a planet here. We don't really know what that is. I'll get into that later. Now, Finn.
I was raised to do one thing.
He's got nothing to fight for.
But I've got nothing to fight for.
This right here obviously is a shot that's mirroring the Mos Eisley Cantina shot in episode 4. Finn's character, I'm going to lay it out now. I'm going to start to tell the story as I go through this. And Kylo Ren. Nothing will stand in our way.
Nothing will stand in our way.
I will finish what you've started. Those lines mean a lot.
What you started.
Right here, what are we seeing? Destruction of the planet? What planet is that? Here it goes, guys. We've got Rey, who presumably is Luke Skywalker in this film. She's on a planet. She wants to go on an adventure. She's clearly alone on this planet. And I say alone at the beginning of the film because clearly BB-8 is not the property of Rey. Why is BB-8 with Rey at this point in the film? So I looked at it and I thought, well, BB-8 is actually Poe Dameron's asteroid mech. It's for his X-Wing. It's the R2 to Luke's X-Wing. You get what I'm saying here. So you see that the droid's hanging out with her. And then we see John here. We see Finn, I should say his name in the movie, Finn. He's sitting here and he's clearly in distress. He's done something or he's seen something that he'll never forget. So as we go forward here, we see that he ends up on that planet as well. But Kylo Ren is obviously obsessed with Darth Vader in this film, and I believe, and I'm going to give it away right now, this scene right here with Poe Dameron, I think what's happening is the movie starts. We've got Rhea on Jakku. She's sitting there. She's a lone survivor of something that's happened in her past. She's sitting there. Nothing is happening. She's dreaming of adventure. We've got Poe Dameron, who's part of the Resistance. And then we have Finn, who's part of the First Order. I believe that the First Order, led by Kylo Ren, with the General above him, of course, and obviously Captain Phasma, there's two plots in this film going on. Because if you look at Star Wars, the original, well, I call it the original Episode 4, there was two plots going on in there as well. There was Luke going on his journey, but there was also the Rebel Alliance trying to defeat the Empire. And in this film, there's no difference. I think that this is a mirror image of Episode 4. I think that the First Order is trying to finally wipe out the Resistance in this film. I think the giant mechanical planet that we see, or whatever they've carved into it right here, I think that planet is... I thought at first it was a Resistance planet, but no, I think it's a First Order planet that devastates things. Possibly planets, but I'm guessing it's mostly ships. I don't know why. I don't think they would go with the Death Star thing again. So moving forward in the story, I think she's sitting there, she's waiting for adventure to happen, just like Luke was. I think the movie has to start with some sort of action sequence. And I thought about this for 8 months, and I think that you've got two sides there. You've got Finn on one side and Poe Dameron on the other, and Kylo Ren is clearly obsessed with getting these items that belong to Darth Vader, or possibly somebody in his family. He wants these items, so he clearly goes to some sort of planet. I don't know what planet it is. It looks like it's Jakku, but I don't think it would start there. It doesn't make sense. I think that's later on in the movie when he literally destroys... It looks like he murders a bunch of people on Jakku. Like, it looks like he comes down and blows up the goddamn planet. I think it starts with Poe Dameron with BB-8. And again, I think the lightsaber plays a huge role in this film. And I think somehow, because if you go back to Episode 4... R2 had the Death Star plans, and I'm just going to say this. I don't know. BB-8 has the lightsaber somehow. And it must start with BB-8 and that lightsaber and lead to Poe here getting, basically, looks like murdered possibly by Kylo Ren, because Kylo's pissed off that the lightsaber is gone at this point. And that would make sense because Finn's character crashes on that planet after. And why is Finn so upset? And why does he have nothing to fight for? Well, I think Finn watches as Kylo comes down to whatever planet, or comes down or kills or whatever, all of these Resistance fighters, and Poe Dameron gets captured in that scene, because remember, Poe Dameron, he owns BB-8. So BB-8 escapes somehow. I don't know how that happens, but gets out of there with possibly Finn. I don't know. But BB-8 somehow ends up on Jakku with Finn, and Finn sees what has happened to Poe Dameron and all of his crew and everything. So now we have BB-8, we have Rey and Finn on Jakku, while Dameron is captured in space with Kylo Ren. Let's move through this. We see a planet that's destroyed here and yelling and stuff, or something's happening. That planet looks a lot like Yavin 4. I'll get into that after. We've got some battling going on right here. He's telling her, because she's asking
All of it.
what's happened in the past. Is it true? I've heard stories. Is she talking about Episode 4, 5, and 6? Or is she talking about what happened after Return of the Jedi? And he says everything happened. Like, everything you heard about the good and the bad and everything Jedi, it's true, and it happened. And there's a possibility, and this is a big one, that he's talking to his daughter in that scene. And, you know, this is some battle sequence You know, that planet is Yavin 4. I'm calling it now. Now, this scene's very important, and this, I think, proves my dual plot line. Because you've got him giving him a sort of a smirk, saying, hey, we're going this way, you're going that way. And look at his face. He doesn't look like he's as excited as Poe is. Finn in that scene right there is sort of just there. Like, he doesn't look excited, like he's gonna win something. It looks like they're going on an adventure that's separate, just like episode 4. That has nothing to do with the main plot of the Resistance and the First Order. So right here we see Kylo Ren has come to the planet now, Jakku, to blow the shit out of it because he knows the lightsaber is there. Now this right here clearly is after that scene where Han Solo and Chewbacca show up on Jakku at the right moment and save the day to rescue them. That clearly is Luke on a planet somewhere, I'm guessing. Or it's another... There could be another Jedi in this, and that was the other Jedi, and that's just a throw-off. Now here, we see Kylo Ren landing on Jakku. And they're murdering people there. And this scene right here, if you look closely, you see some fur, and she's crying, and you think, what's happening here? And I'm going to give it away. What I think is happening here, if you go back to Return of the Jedi, I think this is supposed to be misleading us in the sense that what you're seeing here is she's over the body of Chewbacca, who presumably dies at the end of the movie, or maybe 2/3 through. But based on what I know of Harrison Ford and his reluctance to do Star Wars in the past, I honestly think they nailed him down by saying, and you guys, are you ready for this? That's Han Solo. And Han Solo comes down to Jakku, or wherever they end up here, and they get away, or they stay on the planet. I don't know what planet it's on. It might be Yavin 4 here, end battle, probably. And he sacrifices himself to get Rey, who is his daughter, to become a Jedi. And she clearly is very upset here. Does she know that it's his father, or does he know that's... I don't know. But you have to think about this. Chewbacca here, he holds Han Solo in Return of the Jedi like a baby after the carbonite freeze. And... Or sorry, after that. Not after the carbonite freeze, but after he gets interrogated. Or something, or whatever. And the point here is, Chewbacca could be in the scene holding Han Solo's body with her leaning over it. Han Solo in this film is the Obi-Wan character. He sacrifices himself to, again, to get her to see the Force is real. And if you look at the scene here, see right there, BB-8 is with Poe Dameron. And again, I think that proves that it's his astromech. But this scene right here is a big tell. She doesn't look happy. And if you remember, this is the same scene almost where Finn's character is passing Poe's character, and they're saying like, peace out, we're going. He clearly is not going with the Resistance in this. He's going with his daughter. And she knows it in the scene. That's my daughter. And she's also distressed for a reason. And this is where it gets crazy. I think that the final scene that we see in the film right here is very misleading. Finn is obviously not the Jedi in this film. He wants to be a Jedi. He wants to help. But again, going back to the poster, that staff and that lightsaber are touching. And why are they touching? Because Kylo Ren is, and this is the end of the video, Kylo Ren is the twin of Rey, which plays into episode 4. And Han Solo and Leia had twins. And here's where the theory, I think, takes a big risk, because I don't know. But you have to think, if if Luke is in the film, why isn't he around? And why is he apparently only maybe in the film for 5 minutes? I think Kylo Ren was trained, and I don't know exactly how this works out, but I think Kylo Ren is the son of Han Solo and Leia, and he does something that is, he must go to the dark side. And I kept thinking about this for days and months. Why is Luke in hiding? Is he hiding because he's at the Emperor's tomb and Kylo Ren is gathering artifacts from the Force to sort of rebirth the Emperor? I thought about that, and I thought, would they go back to the Emperor? I think they're going to keep it a little bit more in the family, and I think Kylo Ren is clearly obsessed with Vader, but we've heard JJ say that he's not evil. He's not Sith, so that leads me to believe that he was training to be a Jedi, and Luke was training him at some point. But he started to hear the stories that Luke told him about Darth Vader, and he became obsessed with it. And I think there could be more Jedi that were there, and I think that Kylo Ren did something horrible. He must have done something horrible, because why would Luke be in hiding? I think he possibly killed a lot of people and Luke was injured and he escaped. And I think maybe he escaped in honor of the whole Darth Vader and Luke relationship. I think Kylo respects that relationship and maybe didn't overpower him because he's got a lot of dark energy, dark force. He's got Sith in him. So something is going on there. Something happened in the past, but that doesn't explain where Rey and Kylo were split up. But I'm saying that I'm guaranteeing, I have a very strong hunch here. Kylo Ren did something, Luke escaped, and Kylo joined the remnants of the Empire with the commander above him and all blah blah blah. I also think the secondary plot in this film, because it needs it, there has to be some sort of weapons. So the weapon we see in the poster here, I think is not a resistance weapon, which I first thought, because it has a shield on it. I think that it is a first order weapon that possibly gets destroyed, just like the Death Star at the end of the film, because they need some sort of climax. I think the film ends with Finn and Rey and Chewbacca facing right here, facing Finn, or facing Kylo. And I think right here, he's not looking like he's going to do a good job. Finn is not going to do a good job in this scene. I think what happens here, at the last moment, Rey probably, I think Finn gets his arm cut off there, and Rey picks up the lightsaber, and that's the first moment in this film where we possibly see Rey accept her destiny as a Jedi, or at least take that step in that direction. And I think that she saves Finn. But again, if Han Solo's dead at this point, I thought about Star Wars Episode 4. Where's Chewbacca? Where's the Millennium Falcon? It makes so much sense that at the last moment, Rey defeats Kylo Ren almost here, and it's going back and forth. At the last moment, Chewbacca comes fucking flying in because he made a promise to Han that he would protect his daughter no matter what, and saves the day with the Millennium Falcon at the end of the film, just as the Resistance blow up that goddamn Death Star 2 or 3 or whatever the hell it is, which I don't think it's a Death Star. I think it's something else that just blows up smaller things. But that's how the film ends. And again, going back to BB-8, I think BB-8 somehow has the plans to find Luke. I don't know why, but it's playing on the original theory of, episode, or the original idea of Episode 4. I think that at the very end of the movie, BB-8 leads them to Luke, and that's where the film basically ends. Luke is, I don't know what he says or what happens, but I think we see Luke, and as a Star Wars fan, we lose our shit. And that right there is my theory for the film, and if you want me to elaborate on any of this, comment below. Thank you so much for watching this, and I want to know if you guys think I'm right. In about 57 days, we'll look back on this and call me an idiot for being an idiot, or seeing what I saw in this, because there's a lot of mirroring going on that I see, tons of it, and I think it's just role reversals and changes, and you're led to believe that Finn's going to be the Jedi, but no, it's Rey for sure. I think there's other Jedi in the film, but we're not getting that. That's sort of the icing on the cake. I think at its core, it's a film about family, and the way that Luke gives that speech, you have that power too. He's talking to Rey. He's not talking to Finn. Finn doesn't have that power. Get real.